Yeah. Let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Yeah. Oh yeah, the beast back. Adrenaline pumping through my veins, can't relax. Original, I am not the same as these cats. I sting them if they never ever mind and they beeswax. I don't ever cap, but I'm wearing like 3 hats. Never been a rat, but I know where the cheese at. You'll never get a trophy cause they all here where we at. You better believe that. When it's all said and done, I'll still be here standing. Never took a loss and it ain't something that I'm planning. I dare you to say something, my focus is A1. Every dog has his day, it's been mine since day one. This is real grinding, I'm still climbing. While you still trying, I'm still shining. It's real blinding, and I'm getting hotter too. Talking top 2, I'm not a 2. You let the pressure bother you when I do what I gotta do. Let's go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard. They ain't coming close to me. Flow is on atomic, I'm starting fires through poetry. The hardest out, staying loyal, no falling out. And if you step into the court, be ready, we ballin' out. Yeah, the coldest of teens, they know what we bring, don't try us. They know in between, we go for these dreams of silence. Hard work, don't mistake it for magic. We been shooting in the gym, this is target and practice. Yeah.
And I'm just getting started, getting feet wet. It's all in repetition, ain't a secret.
All facts, all black dress code. Pay me my respect, collecting every debt. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard.
We are wrestling.
Olympic hero Kurt Angle, and you're listening to the We Are Wrestling Podcast. We Are Wrestling Podcast.
Hey everybody, Eric Bischoff here, and you are listening to We Are Wrestling Podcast. You're watching We Are Wrestling.
I'm the host with the most.
You are by far the least intelligent. Stay tuned. Listen to the podcast. Best one, Donnie, might teach you a thing or two.
What is going on, We Are Wrestling Maniacs Worldwide? Ben here, one half of the We Are Wrestling Podcast.
If you ain't listening to the We Are Wrestling Podcast, bro, you're missing out. The king listens, and you need to too, bro.
Ricky knows best, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky knows best. Believe in me. God bless you.
We Are Wrestling Podcast.
What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, Mr. We Are Wrestling himself, the best one, Donnie, here with...
What is going on? We Are Wrestling Maniacs Worldwide. It has been Uncle Ben, America's favorite uncle, and wrestling's punching bag. How you guys doing today for another stacked live episode of We Are Wrestling? But before we get into all that crazy live mumbo-jumbo, Donnie, take it away, brother.
That's right, we have another live episode. We're doing these every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so if you guys want to join us, this is the best way to interact and hang out with us, be a part of the episode. But we got lots of juicy topics to talk about this week, because my God, WWE news. There's really not a lot of AEW stuff, not a lot of TNA stuff to talk about. It's all WWE this episode.
Yeah.
But if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac already and you're listening to this episode, wherever you get your podcast, give us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download the episode. But if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac, you're already over on the YouTube channel where you can catch these episodes live every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers. We recommend you to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. Videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO, and of course you already know the grind is real.
Believe.
Man, it feels good to be live today. We got some maniacs in the chat here.
Color.
Let's show some love. We got We Are Wrestling member Angelo.
What's up, Angelo?
Going on? Which we do appreciate you being a member here on the channel. Also, we got Josh Toy Show. What up, Donnie and Ben? What's going on, Josh Toy Show? I bet you were at Target, like myself, on Sunday, getting those WWE Legend figures. Also, we got Omar here in the chat. Hey, We Are Wrestling family. What's going on? Not much, man. And he's also wondering, love the music intro. Well, we appreciate it, and we might as well go over what we are going to talk about this week, just to give you guys a little bit of little preview here, because our main event topic, which is in the thumbnail of the episode, is Triple H a mark. And we're going to talk about it because there's some people that are saying, well, if you're going to call Tony Khan a mark, well, you need to call Triple H a mark because there's things that he's doing that Tony Khan is doing. But we're going to talk about all that on this week's episode. Also, we do have some great TV recaps because Monday Night Raw, there's been some crazy things going on with Penta's debut, new Intercontinental Women's Champion. And then, of course, we got some celebrity things going on with Logan Paul and Travis Scott, and even some frustrations with Corey Graves that we're going to talk about this week. So there's a lot to talk about.
It's going to be a really good discussion tonight, man.
It's really going to be. But the first thing we want to start off with is we do want to send our condolences. We want to send our love to those who right now are going through the wildfires out in California. And we want to take our hats off to the fire department out there because they're working like tirelessly, putting out these fires, and it's tragic like what's going on out in California. Yeah, so like we really want to like send our love out there, and we also did put a link down in the description box below. If you guys do want to donate to the wildfires in California to really help these families, it is the first link down in the description box below, and it's just sad, really sad seeing it.
Yeah, when it comes to the wildfires, like regardless of, there's, a lot of these celebrities, and a lot of rich folk that are losing their homes, you also have to kind of put into perspective, because I've seen a lot of like the negative out there and stuff, like we all have. There's always, unfortunately, with tragedies like this, there's always, some people that are not supporters. It doesn't matter. People are losing their homes. Everybody, even celebrity or not, is a human being like you and I. They possess very sentimental items that will not be able to ever be replaced. A lot of them have lost pets. Some people have lost their lives. It is literally probably one of the worst tragedies in modern time that we've witnessed. And unfortunately, there's a lot of it that's natural occurrences. A lot of it is wildfire, and that's the majority of it. And it's something that, with how the world is and how weather works, we can't really control a lot of things. But, it's very tragic, and I hope that, everybody that's affected by this, comes out of it on the positive side, and things can start to rebuild very, very quickly. So prayers to California.
I really hope so too, because like looking at the estimate, like amount of like money that it's going to cost to like rebuild these communities, I believe it's going to be $56 billion, which is absolutely mind-boggling.
Yeah.
And it's just really sad. Like obviously like items can be replaced, but like some of the things that like can't be replaced are like photos, like in the past, like old family photos, and just like there's a lot of like sentimental value too.
Things, family heirlooms, things like that cannot be replaced. There's some things that people lost that are more heartbroken over those small items than they are their entire houses. Like those things, houses can be rebuilt. They can be rebought. You can always move. You cannot bring back something that's been in the family for years that is now destroyed because of these wildfires. So again, prayers and well wishes to everybody affected out in California.
Absolutely. And yeah, I was just gonna say, Josh Toy Show just commented this. Jeremy Padower of Jazzwares lost his stuff in the fire for those in the figure community.
Yeah,
so in
dude,
case
that's
you guys
awful.
you don't know who Jeremy Padower is, he's the one that actually came up with the figure line back in 2004
For
the
Jazzware?
WWE Classic Superstars.
Oh, he was really
So
okay.
because of Jeremy Padower, that's how like we got these legend deals, and that's how like legends started to get like immortalized,
so
and they were able
unfortunate,
to
man.
make money. And Jeremy Padower was one of those collectors that like had one of one items.
Dude,
and,
that's a huge hit to the
dude,
community, and
he
what a personal
friggin-
loss.
Like Logan Paul, like that Charmander card. Jeremy
got it from
Padower
him.
is the one that helped him
Oh,
get
he
that
helped him?
card
Okay.
with the connections. But he did lose his entire house. But
That's
he said
awful.
that it's all items. Like he's just blessed that him, his family, his pets, they're all safe. And at the end of
that's
the day,
most
that's what
important thing.
matters.
Exactly.
That's the most
A
important.
life cannot be replaced.
Exactly. So if you guys do want to donate to the disaster relief donation page, it is the first link down in the description box below. All the money is going to be helping California out. I've already donated, and if you guys want to contribute anything or even just share the link, go right ahead. It is down in the description box below. But we did have to touch base on that. So
Absolutely.
another thing as well, we do want to advertise February 1st, WWE Royal Rumble. We'll be doing a live watch along in person. It's one of our favorite live watch along streams. So if you guys
The best.
are looking for somebody to watch the Rumble with, we will be live here on the We Are Wrestling YouTube
So
channel
stacked.
Saturday, February 1st.
So stacked.
I cannot, and wait till we get into our TV recap, because some of the entrants that are going to be in this year's Rumble, I can't wait to talk about. But now, with that being said, let's get into the We Are Wrestling Power of the Poll. Every week, we recommend all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs to go to our community tab. Every Wednesday morning, we post a brand new tab. You get 1 week exactly to vote. And last week, because it was the Raw Netflix premiere, we asked you guys what was your favorite set, and you guys did go with the Attitude Era. But this week, we wanted to change it up a little bit, and yeah, I'm surprised.
I already know who the winner is. This is the
Already
one
did
I voted on
already
too.
did your cheat sheet. But
Yeah.
in this Power of the Poll, the question was, if you had to choose one of the following wrestlers in full gimmick to be your roommate for a whole year, 365 days,
Oh, I didn't vote on this one. Never
who
mind.
would you choose? And the four options were Big Dick Johnson, Vicky Guerrero, Kerwin White, or Eugene. Ben, do you got that beat?
Yes, I do. Let's get it.
And here are the results. 9% picked Big Dick, 12%
Big
picked Kerwin
Dick.
White, 24% picked Eugene, and the winner, 55%, Vicky Guerrero. Excuse me!
Let's not even pretend that she didn't get fine as hell for a little while there when she fucking like went all out and just like went through this huge transformation, and even everybody was like, whoa. So listen, love her or hate her, she was fine as hell at one point.
All right, so in full gimmick, Ben, out of these
Yeah.
four, who would you want to be your roommate?
Honestly, probably Eugene, because he has like a vast like imagination, so like every day would probably be like an adventure. So I would probably go with Eugene. But if we're talking, I can choose.
He gets into things, Ben. I would be careful.
If I can choose the era of Vicky Guerrero, we're going Vicky Guerrero for educational purposes.
Wait, so the era that she was with Edge?
No, when she was fine as hell.
Okay, so when is that?
Remember when she like dropped all that fucking like all that weight and got like almost borderline like she took like fucking 20 years off her life somehow. I don't know fucking how, but like I was just like, damn, dude, she got in massive shape, and I was like, what the fuck? I think that's what was like so appealing to it, is because like it looked like a whole new person. I was genuinely super impressed. I was genuinely super impressed because I'm like, dude.
Imagine during sex
trying to put trying to put it in the wrong hole.
Excuse me. Anything can happen when you're live, Bal. There's no cuts.
Oh, Angelo, you're a VIP for that one, dude. That was great.
All right, so if I had to pick out of these four, this is tough because I would not want to be near Big Dick Johnson, so I understand why he's last place. I was concerned that, like, if he got first place, like, I was going to have to question a lot of these maniacs.
You know, honestly, dude, like, even the fact that Big Dick Johnson has, like, a percentage of votes, dude, that's very questionable for some of our audience. Like, why?
I want to know who voted for Big Dick Johnson. We got some trolls.
Probably fucking Danny.
Danny. Oh, man. And then Vicky Guerrero, I can't. Like, she's a Karen. I cannot live with a Karen. Not happening.
Dude, do you remember that tag team, the Dicks?
Yes, I do. That was a short run.
Batista's beating on the Dicks.
Oh, my God.
I'm not even going to pretend that wasn't on
Eugene,
purpose.
I'm sorry. I can't with Eugene because, like, I feel like he'll just get into everything. Like, you'll tell him, don't touch this, and Eugene will go and touch it. So, honestly, if I had to pick somebody, I'm probably going Kerwin White, because all the dude's going to talk about is middle-class shit. He's a typical civilian, so I'll live with Kerwin White.
So, basically, it's just like having a regular roommate at that point.
Pretty much, except he loves golf, so he probably would talk about...
that would fucking kill me. I hate golf. That would fucking kill me. All right.
Oh, man, and Alex Johnson voted for Eugene. But yeah, congratulations to Vicky Guerrero on getting our power of the poll. And if you guys do want to go vote on next week's, you could do that right now over on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel in our community tab.
Man, I already know what's winning that new one. I thought that's what we were talking about, the one that got posted today. Oh, dude, I already know who's winning that shit. Because that one specifically, without any spoilers, was basically like the beginning of the year Survivor Series. That's basically what it felt like. So I love it. So you already know which one I voted for. It took place in February.
Well, we might as well share it. So pretty much next week, guys, if you do want to vote on the power of the poll, you can go right now. The question is, what's a WWE pay-per-view you would like them to bring back out of these four? The four options you have is No Way Out, Armageddon, In Your House, or Judgment Day.
Yeah,
we're not going to talk about it until next week. So, with that being said now, guys, let's get into the We Are Wrestling Weekly TV Recap for the We Are Wrestling Podcast, episode 143.
Yeah.
Starting things off, everybody's talking about it. This past Monday on Raw, we saw the debut of Penta. What's your thoughts on it?
My dog, just from what I've seen in Lucha Underground, fucking AEW, the dude is absolutely fucking ridiculous. And if there's anybody out there that is the next Rey Mysterio, dude, it is 1,000% Penta. Dude, Penta, obviously, like, first of all, before I even go into how good I see Penta, we need to give a quick fucking hats off to Chad Gable, because that dude absolutely made Penta's debut look like $1 million fucking dollars. And then to go on Twitter right after, stay in character, but also praise the debut and being like, this is like literally like a prime example of why I love this sport so much. Penta's debut was probably one of the greatest debuts on a Monday Night Raw that felt massive in a long time. And that reaction for him at the end of the match was insane. Insane, dude.
You see, I understand now why they wanted to wait to go to like San Jose rather than California for Penta's debut. Yeah. I felt like it was just better because, like, I know the San Jose fans, they do appreciate luchador wrestling a lot more. And, man, I think, like, this was a fantastic debut all around. And I know there were some people that were, like, questioning, why did WWE put out the merchandise? And what they don't realize is last week on Raw, the name was revealed. Like, Penta was already revealed. And, honestly, you might as well get that merch out, snap up a finger as soon as possible, because you want to get because right now, like, in WWE, no matter what, we're the diehard pro wrestling fans. The kids still buy merchandise. Absolutely. And getting these Penta shirts out and these masks, kids are going to see it and they're going to say, like, Mom, Dad, I want this. And immediately, like, you're going to have the kids fall in love with Penta. Like how we fell in love with Rey Mysterio in our time.
My guy, I think the only thing, and it's a very, very small fucking thing, but it could do wonders on his career in real time. I hope that Penta takes this opportunity now that he's in WWE to, even on his own time, start really working in and owning in on his English and on his English skills, because he doesn't have to be perfect. Not now, especially not now. Right now, we're going to establish Penta as the in-ring performer. But in order to further his career and really capitalize on, and I'm not saying become the next Rey Mysterio rather, but to have that same aura, he's gonna need to break that language barrier, and he's gonna need to start doing it more often. So like, give him a mic every so often to like say some shit, but get to a point where he's fluent enough to carry his own eventually. He can do that, and fucking we're literally at a perfect star. I can see him being a world champion one day. He is phenomenal.
Well, also too, I know Julia, the NXT Women's Champion right now, she's doing English classes. So a lot of these WWE stars, like, they are working on their English, which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
And I will say from Penta, like, I thought he sounded pretty decent for his like first promo in the ring. And one thing that's fun that I did find funny, like over in the IWC on Twitter, people were saying that Penta's promo, like half like not being fully like fluent in English, is better than any Ricochet promo.
It is because he has something that Ricochet does not have. It's called aura. That dude has aura.
Ricochet did have aura in NXT, but
yeah,
after
but every time he put a fucking mic in his hands, that aura was gone.
But we got Angelo in here. Perfect debut. Could not have done it any other way. I'm so happy for him, and he deserves this. And Chad Gable was the perfect first opponent for Penta. Absolutely agree. 1,000%. And also a dream match for his is obviously him versus Ray, Gunter. Oh, definitely. 1,000%.
Dude, so I kind of want to lean in on that. So obviously, eventually, I do want Ray versus Penta, even if it's like literally his retirement match. Even if it's Ray's retirement match, I want him versus Penta. However, if Ray's going to be eventually riding off into the sunset, I would love Rey Mysterio to stay on a TV role as a manager for Penta and a translator.
Like
I feel
a
like
mentor role?
A mentor role. I feel like that would not only help him, but that will also help establish translation as well, and giving him a good solid mouthpiece that could get the point across.
Yeah, I could see something there with Penta, but honestly, like sometimes like wrestlers don't really need to talk. They could just have that aura. And I think like with Penta, he could. But eventually eventually he's going to have to. I do agree.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be soon, but like over time, like have him work on it, and that would be the bread and butter. And at that point, we have a perfect superstar.
Oh, totally agree. But I couldn't believe it. Like, my biggest worry going into his debut was, is he going to be able to do the moves that he did in Lucha Underground, Impact Wrestling, AEW? And I will say, man, I was very impressed, like, seeing that Mexican Destroyer.
Bro.
Like, they actually let Penta be himself, which I like.
Can we talk about that fucking?
But he didn't overdo it with the flips like he did in AEW, which I also really liked.
My dog.
Perfect balance.
Can we talk about how beautiful how much of a thing of art his finisher is, bro? Like that Penta pile driver, dude, is fucking ridiculous. Like it's a thing of fucking beauty, man. Like I watched him hit that shit on Chad Gable after that fucking Destroyer, dude, and I almost jumped out of my fucking seat. It was gorgeous,
dude. Seeing that move live is
selling,
incredible.
bro. Chad Gable proved again why he is one of the top sellers in the business right now. Dude made that Destroyer look like $1 million fucking dollars, bro. Fucking, and less is more, because he didn't do like any outwardly shit. He just hit his head, he bounced, and he flopped. That's all.
And that's the thing, like it wasn't. And that's the thing, like a lot of people are talking about, like, and this is coming from an AEW fan. All right, this is coming from an AEW perspective. Because there's AEW fans that are like, well, WWE fans were coming at AEW for doing so many Canadian Destroyers. But there's only one. When you're doing it one time, it's not a bad thing.
Oh, Danny and Angelo both make really good points. The sacrifice was really good seeing on TV. But yeah, dude, let's hit Danny's comment real quick because they're on the subject.
So the long one that's up top?
Yes, the first one, yep.
Alrighty. I'll let you read that.
All right, so Danny Huckins in the live chat. I want Penta to be a ruthless heel with Rey Mysterio in his corner. That's the thing WWE really hasn't done, having a heel Lucha faction. Penta was ruthless in Lucha Underground. I actually do really like that.
Penta's got to be a heel at some point. I agree.
Be fucking solid, but right now, let's let him ride and enjoy the aura.
Oh, yeah, sell the masks, sell the shirts. Dude, like, you have to take advantage of that opportunity.
Get that merch going, bro. Move that shit. Hell yeah, Dan.
His
good perspective.
Breaking people's arms.
And Angelo's is good, too.
Which one? He's commenting
the very
a lot.
bottom. The bottom one.
Alrighty, here it is. him doing the sacrifice that he used to do in Lucha Underground was shocking to see, but amazing, and he kept the Penta drive, which I am
Penta
happy
driver.
about.
Yep.
Oh, I'm happy too. Like, I think like they found a perfect balance with him, and like that's why like I'm not mad about like him doing a Mexican Destroyer. If anything, I fucking love that WWE is allowing him to do that. Let him be himself.
Dude,
And
I've been. This is like this. I'm only gonna say something super short.
Yep, you're good.
Penta is probably the first like luchador wrestler coming to WWE that I am genuinely so excited for and have huge hopes for. Anyways, continue.
All right, and I figured the last question we can answer here is from Alex Johnson. What do y'all think about Penta's merch? And I bought 2 Penta shirts off of WWE shop.
So I love his fucking logo. I love the Penta logo where it's like his mask and then it has like his like shuriken symbol in the middle. Dude, that shit's fire as fuck. And I love that they're already selling masks because when Penta made his debut, I saw a kid wearing one and that shit looks fire.
Yeah, dude, honestly, like the mask, I'm not gonna lie to you, I have been this close to buying it. Like all week long. This close. I've had it in checkout, but I just can't pull the trigger.
Dude, pull the trigger. Pull the trigger.
I need to. Oh, I might have to by the end of the show. I might have to buy it.
Pull the fucking trigger because you're gonna want to wear it during the Rumble. Here, tell you what, I'll wear your Rey Mysterio one. You wear the Penta one.
Alrighty.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
You got yourself a deal. All right, well, moving on now to another big thing that happened on Monday Night Raw. This past Monday on Raw, we saw Lyra Valkyria become the first ever Women's Intercontinental Champion. What's your thoughts on her winning the title?
First of all, I called it. I've been
call it.
I've been literally wanting the best for this fucking person so much, and she genuinely, they have been giving her so many opportunities, and just from the things that they she did on behalf of WWE, like the things that they had her do, she took no grit to do it, did everything that was asked of her, and honestly, she is a hell of a performer, super underrated, and I don't think a lot of people saw this coming, and honestly, it is a nice, fresh face to build a star from, and putting on a very good showing, and honestly, dude, they're letting her run with it, so I'm honestly happy that we have Chelsea Green as the first US, and fucking Lyra Valkyria as the first Intercontinental, because again, this is how you create stars. They are in line for a world title reign eventually, and maybe the distant future or the near future, who knows? But I am so beyond excited for this individual, man. And again, happy for all the Irish community, dude. Happy as hell for him.
I will say this, just like Meechin versus Chelsea Green, I wasn't going to be mad at whoever won this, regardless. Yes. Because I think that giving us a homegrown star, somebody that hasn't had the Women's World Championship or Universal, I think that it's a great fresh start. It's a fresh coat of paint. And I think that having Lyra as the first champion, I think that that's the best move they could do. I think she's one of the best in-ring performers. And right now, she is starting to get over with the casual fans. I'm noticing with her entrance when she goes, woo!
The crowd do it when she waves each
with
of
the wings.
Wings, yeah.
I love that. Like,
She's
I will say, like,
I
kind of wish, like, Dakota Kai did get, like, the title because she has been in WWE for so long. She's gotten so many big injuries and has returned. But I think, like, if you want to have, like, a defending champion, like, Valkyria is going to be the one to put on these great performances with the rest of the women.
Man, if they were smart, they would give Dakota Kai adversity and have her be her first massive feud for this title and give them a series of matches to give credibility behind both of them. Have fucking Dakota Kai win a couple, but have her lose the big one. Like, I really want to see Dakota Kai get a resurgence because I love her, dude. I love Dakota Kai.
I like her new entrance and presentation, too.
Dude,
I think they just have to get her away from EO, and they need to get her away from
Damage Control. I think that stable's dead now, man. Bailey hasn't been a part of it. Fucking Kairi Sane's on injury again, you know. Like,
same with Asuka, too.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's really... Now is the time to pull it apart. But again, I would have been happy either way. But dude, I'm so happy with how things turned out for these first 2 brand new women's champions.
And I can't wait to like see like where we go from here with the rivalries and like the matches. And like
Yeah,
I feel like we're
PLEs.
and it's perfect because like Chelsea and like Valkyria are two complete opposite champions, which makes it so good because Chelsea Green, she is like over the top with her gimmick, while Valkyria, she's one of the best in-ring performers. So you have two completely different champions, and it's going to make the titles stand out on their own.
Exactly, man. And again, they both have their own things. Like Lyra Valkyria is organically connecting to the crowd. She's becoming one of her own in front of us. Like Chelsea Green is 100% an established star. We already know it, either in WWE, AEW, TNA, wherever the fuck she's gone. She's been established already. So you have a leading force for the U.S. title, which is basically seen as like
I will
the
say
WWE title
Chelsea
of the mid-card.
Green, she was never in AEW.
No,
TNA
not AEW.
though.
Yeah, TNA rather. But either or, regardless, she's an established star. So you have somebody who's very established, already is very well-rounded in terms of connecting to the people, character work, etc., and she's helming this, where they're putting a lot of eggs in the basket for Lyra Valkyria to carry it and also grow in the midst as well and giving her some adversity. So this was honestly beautiful, man. And honestly, hot fucking take, dude. But we have so many stacked champions now in the women's side that eventually we could have ourselves an all women's fucking PLE, and I'd be fucking for it.
I think like if there's a time to do it, it might be like maybe towards the end of this year, maybe going into next year.
2026.
Sure. Because they really have established a lot of great stars.
You could have a
in this
battle
Triple
royal.
H era.
You could have a battle royal. You could have matches that have stipulations. You could have ladder matches. You could have fucking the world title matches, tag team title matches.
There's only one thing that's missing in WWE's women's wrestling.
What's up?
We need to get a woman luchador with a mask.
I feel like that's missing in general in the world. Like, I feel like there's not a lot of credit there. So I'm with you. I'm with you. If we can get ourselves a cruiserweight title on the men's and the women's division, we would be so fucking stacked, dude. Like, I'm telling you this right now, man. We are eating right now. Can you do me a favor and can you hit the ban hammer on the last comment?
Yep.
Thank
I
you,
already
sir.
know. Yep, you're good.
But yeah, dude, it's really, really, really exciting to see where the women's division and the Revolution is going because they are getting so many opportunities, man, and I am so fucking happy for them. 100%, dude. WWE's women's division now went from rocky as fuck in the last couple of years to thriving, and I couldn't be more happy for them.
I do agree, but let's read a couple of these comments before we move on to our last TV recap.
Well, let's fucking do it, bud.
All right, so Angelo, We Are Wrestling member. I get Dakota deserves it, but I don't get why people are mad because they both are good options for the first women's IC title. And that's another reason why I think they didn't put it on Dakota because she's injury prone.
Yes, I also agree. That is a very good thing to pull out, and it happened to Wade Barrett. You know, it happens to fucking Randy Orton. Believe it or not, he's injury prone as fuck back in the day.
And the last thing, before we go to that last question, Alex Johnson, hot take: Dakota Kai turns heel this year.
She's been heel for a while, man. So I don't know if she turns heel this year.
We're going to just have to wait and see what happens. It all depends on where the cards lie. Like, if she goes to SmackDown, goes to Raw, who's
100%.
on the brands, because that's all really what it's going to depend on. Because whatever's better for her, like, when it comes to TV time, that's what I care about, because she's very talented. She shouldn't be in catering.
No.
And the last thing, does Jordynne Grace go to Raw or SmackDown?
I say Raw. I say Raw because she is a huge attraction, and they're going to want her to tussle with the best, and the best right now are on Raw. 100%.
Yeah, I could see her going to Raw. I see that happening. But moving on now to our very last We Are Wrestling weekly TV recap. Oh boy, we got some WWE Royal Rumble entries.
Oh, let's go.
Because the Rumble is pretty much a couple weeks away, which we will be doing a live watch along for. And we do have here a slideshow of all the entries, and we're going to talk about it.
PLE, period. Even above WrestleMania,
Oh, it's the best.
dude. The
Rumble
best
is the
PLE.
best.
It's like Christmas.
1000%. But here we go, guys. So our first entrant last Monday on Raw, he declared himself to be in the Rumble. He wants to pull a miracle, John Cena. Then we also have Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief. Paul Heyman announced it on last Friday on SmackDown. LA Knight. Yeah. And then we also have CM Punk, who pretty much declared that he's going to enter the Rumble. First segment of Monday Night Raw this past Monday. Drew McIntyre, Seth frickin' Rollins. Ben, how are we feeling about the first 6 announcements?
That I'm not going to be able to keep it in my pants just for these people alone because, dude, we have massive fucking... This might be the most stacked Rumble in years just based on these names alone. Like, I'm literally excited for every single one of these people to make their entrances, yet alone whatever the fuck they're doing in the ring or what their role is, dude. Like, I can't tell you that I have not been more excited for a Royal Rumble in years, bro. Like this, I'm genuinely looking so fucking forward to this. Like it is like probably like the #1 most marked thing that's in my calendar every year is the Royal Rumble. This one is out of this fucking world, and I'm expecting great things. I'm expecting great things. You do not have names of this caliber in a match unless you're gonna blow the fucking roof off, and they're gonna blow up the whole fucking building.
Last year, I made the biggest mistake. I went in thinking we're going to get so many surprises, and yeah, I was let down.
We're not getting
the
Aleister
Women's
Black,
Rumble
Angela.
outdid the Men's Rumble for like the 6th time. But this time around, like, it's looking very promising. I think there will be maybe a couple, maybe like 1 or 2 surprises in there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to get my hopes up this time around, but I will say this. There might not be a lot of surprises in this year's Rumble, but let me tell you, this will be one of the biggest, most stacked rosters in a Royal Rumble match in the history of the WWE.
Have you also noticed, too, that this might be one of the only Rumbles in history that also has multiple storylines being fucking pushed further also inside of the Rumble match? Like, there is so many fucking storylines that are going to be dragged out through this match alone, and that makes me so fucking happy.
Well, it's true because on Raw we
correct.
got CM Punk and Seth Rollins going at it. We got Drew McIntyre in the middle, who hates both guys. Punk teasing John Cena and him, making the whole, like, I can't see, like, the sign. Like, I could see the sign and stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, dude, like, there's a lot of Easter eggs going on, and it's gonna get really fucking good. Like, I feel like this is just the start, and I will say for the first 6 people to be announced, stacked. Like, I'm glad, like, there's no mid-card names just yet, because we're starting off hot. We're getting people excited for what we can expect to happen in this year's Rumble.
My guy, it is so insane to see CM Punk and John Cena in the same fucking Rumble. Dude, what if Brock Lesnar comes back in the Rumble?
That is a possibility.
That's a very big possibility. So...
But it is going to be tough because I know the Janelle Grant case isn't over yet with Vince, and I think they're waiting until they get all that settled because Brock Lesnar's name has already been cleared from it, but I think they really want to have it cleared so that when he comes back, like,
there's
they
no
don't
controversy
deal with
around
backlash or, like, yeah, exactly, controversy. Angelo just said here, that's probably too. I always expect surprises and get let down when there isn't much. That is my problem as well. But that's the thing about it, Angelo. We are die-hard pro wrestling fans, and this whole podcast, we fantasy book all the time. Because as a fan, we want to see, like, the best of the best. And that's why we come on and we make these hot takes and stuff. It's completely normal, but this time around, I'm looking at it more from a realistic standpoint than, like, a fantasy.
So, Angelo, to answer your question about the early prediction who number 30 is, honestly, I don't think it's going to be any of the people that they asked, but I can give you my opinion on who my 2 potential winners are going to be, if that interests you more.
Ooh, early winners!
I can give you guys 2 of my early winner predictions if that's something you're interested in.
Honestly, we might as well give an early prediction,
I've
even though we
thought
will
about
be
it.
doing the week of the Rumble. We will let you guys know we are going to be doing a full predictions for
Yes.
the Rumble.
But
and
if we're
anything
gonna-
can change in 2 weeks.
But if we're gonna dick around for a little bit, I'm gonna say that my first I think is gonna win the Rumble. I'm going with CM Punk. I'm going to be going with CM Punk because that is something that he has not done or accomplished yet, and he has been in talks for a main event of some capacity.
Well, I was going to say he did make that clear in his promo on Monday.
Yep. Here's my other one that might shock the universe, but if there has been some sprinkles about it. My other one is Drew McIntyre. He's going to win his second Royal Rumble because if you guys remember, Drew McIntyre was already announced to move into the higher echelons of WWE main attraction and marquee in 2025. That being said, I'm also going to give you another scoop. I think Cody's not going to have the title by WrestleMania. I think somebody else will, and I think that person is Roman Reigns.
Ooh, so Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns, WrestleMania story?
No, I see Drew McIntyre versus Gunther. I see Drew McIntyre versus Gunther and finally having his Mania moment. I see that happening. But I think Roman Reigns will win. I think Roman Reigns might have the title, but I think the winner of the Royal Rumble, depending on who it is, will face Roman. And I think that for CM Punk to win the Rumble, that's the only person that it makes sense because they said that feud has been talked about. So
I will say this. Let us know. I want the Maniacs also that are here on this live episode on a lovely Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to also comment who you guys have winning the Rumble. I want to hear it. But yeah, I got two early picks here, which obviously things can change like by the time we do our predictions during Rumble week. But the first one is CM Punk, just like you said. Like he has made it clear that he hasn't won the Rumble yet.
Finn versus Roman.
And there has been teases like we were supposed to get CM Punk versus Gunther. So that could also be a possibility too. Because we are going to get into it during the weekly news and rumors, but I don't want Logan versus Gunther. I don't want that to happen. What? What is it? What is it?
What? Okay, so going back to Roman versus CM Punk, if somebody else faces Roman, Punk has that favor. So we can get that match at Mania. Here's the thing. Roman faces somebody else and prevails and wins against Cody Rhodes at Mania and takes the title. What if not Roman Reigns, but CM Punk wins Money in the Bank and fucking cashes in at Mania against Roman? That would kick off
Money in the Bank,
feud.
I don't think that's going to happen until like June or July.
I thought, oh, really? It's not happening in the beginning
of
the year
Elimination
anymore?
Chamber is still before Mania.
Fuck, that's right. Okay. Shit. Okay, damn. All right. Really, July? It's that late?
It's usually summertime. They always do it in the summertime.
Fuck. Okay, all right.
And as of right now, a lot of people are saying Finn Balor, but there's no cut in here, Ben. We're live.
Okay, fuck it. No, I'm just saying erase everything I said.
All right, my second Rumble winner, this is going to be well, it's going to be popular because everybody wants him to win it. John Cena, because he said it in his promo. He has not won a match in over 2,000 days, and if he realistically wants to get a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship or WWE Universal, the only way that he could do it is playing the lottery, which is the Royal Rumble, picking a ball, and going in there and pulling off a miracle. And especially with the crowd reaction that he got, teasing him being in the Rumble, like, I feel like they're going to have Cena win it, and he's going to go against Cody Rhodes, and we're going to get that dream match.
My dog, I'm saying this right now, off topic about winners and shit, but a small detail of the Rumble that I want back, I want people picking their numbers out of the fucking ball.
Backstage segments, like what we do before the Royal Rumble with our freaking bingo cage.
Absolutely.
1,000%.
I want that. Anyways, but that is
Bring
my
back
bow
bingo
tie.
cage, hashtag.
That is my bow tie on the Royal Rumble talk.
Honestly, that's a good idea. We're gonna push it out on the social media, like probably like after we're done with this.
ASAP.
That's my job for tomorrow.
Hell yeah, man.
Look at that. Yeah, we're going to get the bingo cage back, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to do everything in our power to do it. Like, we even have our own bingo cage that we pull out once a year just for our Rumble watch-alongs. But, yeah, man, the Rumble is looking stacked. Yeah, and Angelo, we will give you guys more information on the Royal Rumble week because we will have lots of content coming out of nowhere like an RKO. But moving on now to our We Are Wrestling weekly news and rumors. Oh, man, we got a lot of juicy things to talk about here. And I know we have talked about this individual, but now it looks like it's set in stone. According to PW Insider, Malachi Black is believed to be leaving AEW and is expected to be a free agent around February or March of this year. How should WWE bring back Aleister Black?
Oh, man. Yeah, I was going to say you can drop the Malachi now and you can start calling him Aleister again.
That's going to be tough because I got so used to calling him Malachi.
Motherfucker, I knew he was done with AEW the moment that they were somewhere else and he was in fucking somewhere else on an indie show wrestling.
Oh, so, wrestling in Florida.
Yeah,
I forgot
dude, he's
the
done.
promotion.
Yeah, he's done. So I can't comment on how they'll bring him back. Like, honestly, if the timing were more perfect, I would say Rumble, but it's going to be way too early. I would say he's going to be coming back more towards end of February, March. Honestly, man, I couldn't tell you how, but what I can tell you is that I'm very excited. He is a Triple H guy, and he has massive fucking potential to be a main event star. And if I could honestly give you something, if there's somebody that I would want him to face first, it's Karrion Kross.
Ooh, that would be pretty cool.
Massive push for
All
both.
right, so honestly, like, how should WWE bring back Aleister Black? Here's what I think they should do.
Okay.
It's going to be around February or March when he becomes a free agent. Obviously, first day, he's going to be signing with WWE. That's obvious.
Yeah, he's going home.
But here's what I think is going to happen now. I think WWE should wait until WrestleMania, either night 1 or 2, and I would have some wrestler issue an open challenge, similar to what Seth Rollins did a couple years back when we got Cody Rhodes' return. And there you go. Have Aleister Black show up at WrestleMania, because what better way than to friggin' make somebody feel like a superstar than having him debut at WrestleMania, or re-debut.
Oh my god, dude! If he was a bigger star,
Like, imagine Karrion Kross issuing an open challenge, and then all of a sudden you hear his friggin' NXT music. The crowd's gonna fucking lose it.
Honestly, I'd be down for that, considering Karrion Kross versus Bray Wyatt got fucking scrapped due to a tragedy. And if there is anybody that I could see filling that void and making it feel huge, it's Aleister Black and Karrion Kross.
Ooh, hold
100%.
on. I'm on to something, because what we should do is, during February and March and April leading up to WrestleMania, have Karrion Kross continue doing what he's doing with the Final Testament, but let's start getting little Easter eggs, and let's start getting some teases on, like, these backstage things of Aleister. And then at WrestleMania, Karrion Kross goes out there and, like, he wants the answers, and then Aleister Black comes out and we get a match.
Bro, what I want is every week leading up to Mania, not only Easter eggs of Aleister Black's return, but have him take out every single person of the Final Testament first and have them go missing.
Miz.
So he leaves him vulnerable, and it's just Karrion Kross now. And then he gets in the ring, cuts the promo, wants the answers, boom, lights go out, and all of a sudden all you hear is... Dude,
I'm telling, like, dude, like, that is the best way you can book him back.
Give him a rising coffin out of the ground and everything. Make him feel fucking huge, and give him his mask, his fucking regia. Give him everything again. Let him present himself as he was in AEW, dude, and you will have a fucking roaring crowd.
But honestly, it works out because Wyatt Six is going to be going over to SmackDown. So now Final Testament, there's really nothing for them to do on the Raw brand. So there you go. You have 6 weeks to start having them take out, like, members of the Final Testament. And then at WrestleMania, Karrion versus Aleister. That's a perfect build.
Right. Who are we putting in this new, quote-unquote, new faction that Aleister Black is going to helm if he's going to be taking out Final Testament, because we know he can't do it alone? Who are we adding a part of this group? Who fits? Let's fantasy book this shit real quick. Who are we putting apart as a faction?
I don't know if I would put him in a faction. Like,
maybe not a faction, but
many.
Then who are we putting at his side? Because he's not doing the whole Final Testament by himself. Who are we putting at his side?
It would get him massively over, though.
It would, obviously, like, taking them out before Mania and then having his.
You know who I would put with
Mania?
Aleister Black?
Who would
Call
you
me
put with Aleister
crazy.
Black?
I might get some heat here in the live chat.
Oh my God, yes, Angelo, yes, Damian Priest, 100%. Ooh,
all
that would
right,
be so good.
This is gonna be a whole 180 from Damian Priest. I don't even know if I want to say his name. Honestly, Omos.
Okay, you lost me. You lost me. There's no way I could accept that.
I can't think of anybody.
What? So you went from the House of Black to the Mansion of Black because you updated with size?
I don't know. I don't
Honestly,
know, man. Like, I think he shouldn't be with anybody. Like,
dude,
he has that devastating kick. He doesn't need anybody.
I would want a faction out of him, Rhea Ripley, and Damian Priest. That would be so fucking sick. That would be
Judgment Day.
It wouldn't even be Judgment Day at that point, but it would fit because he was also in a faction with her fucking husband. So it would kind of fit, and they're also kind of there in the same hands. So I mean, that'd be kind of sick.
Also, one comment here from Angelo. Aleister Black is a perfect return after Mania. Honestly,
Absolutely.
that could be a solid night after Mania.
I want to give him a Mania,
but I want it
though.
to be WrestleMania. That is the
him
best
and
way
Karrion
to have
Kross
him
deserve
return.
it. They deserve it, man. And if anybody could hold up that hype even slightly to Bray Wyatt, it's Aleister Black. 100%, dude.
All right, well,
Good
one
talk.
person that really did want to talk about Aleister Black is our good old buddy Ricky Knows Best.
Let's
because obviously he loves AEW, and I kind of want to hear his opinion about Aleister leaving for the competition. Because I know Ricky, loyalty is inside his DNA. So let's hear what Ricky Knows Best has to say on the best freaking segment in We Are Wrestling. Let's get it. Ricky Knows Best.
Knows best, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky knows best. Believe in me.
God
bless you.
I'm not crazy, Angela. You're fucking crazy.
Moxley's just as crazy.
Nah, you crazy, Don.
Ben, I just love how like our numbers
They do it too
just went
sometimes.
up
I'll be
10
catching it.
by having Ricky Knows Best intro play.
I love it.
Wait, what the hell just happened?
Ricky Williams.
Absolutely crazy.
Stop playing.
But that's my opinion.
He's so over.
Ricky knows best, ladies and gentlemen.
So over,
Ricky
he's
knows
yelling.
best. Believe in me. God bless you.
I want my thoughts on Aleister Black, aka Malachi Black, however you want to call him, returning to WWE. Since he can't return due to his contract, a lot of people are saying he's going to return in February or March. He needs to come back. That's how he debuted in NXT. Then Triple H needs to make him into that animal again.
Yep, I agree.
Because if he doesn't make him into that, his return in WWE is going to be pointless. And then at the same time, it's all about, like, everybody thinks going back to WWE is going to solve everything. Not really, man. Like, you got to know your worth at the end of the day. Chase the grind, however you want to chase it. But don't be trying to get buried or such and such, and that doesn't work over there when you go back over there. I don't see it.
Jesus. Oh, Ricky.
Just do what's best for you. Make sure they're booking you right, though, too. But that's just my opinion on that subject. Tell me what y'all think about that.
That is an interesting take, though. But here's my thoughts on that.
I don't see him suffering from Ricochet syndrome, but continue.
I'm going to have to kind of disagree here with Ricky on that.
Same.
Because so far in WWE, with all of these AEW stars, they haven't really done a bad job yet with somebody in there. Like everybody that they have grabbed from AEW has became a bigger star in WWE. And the thing I look at it from is, like, if there's a WWE guy right now that's not being used, that's sitting in catering, I would go to AEW just to come back to WWE because you're going to be a bigger star. You're going to have better programs, better storylines. And the best example is Ethan Page. The dude friggin' was wrestling on Rampage and, like,
6 weeks later, he wins a title.
Dark, and then wins the title 6 weeks later, and then he does something with The Rock backstage in NXT. Like, I don't know. Like, at this point, yeah, man. When it comes to, like, Aleister, I think he's going to be just fine in WWE under Triple H. The only thing that concerns me is the injuries. Like, not the booking, because I know he did get a lot of injuries at AEW. But, well, let's read a couple of these comments before we move on to our next topic here. We got Crazy 101 in the chat. It was time for Malachi to leave, and to be honest, there is a bit more of people that they got to get rid of. I agree. Because that's the thing, like, when it comes to, like, AEW and WWE and TNA people, like, leaving and then going somewhere else, a lot of people get mad at it. I don't understand. I like it. I like when things switch up a little bit, because it makes the product a little bit more exciting to watch. It would be boring if they all stayed in the friggin' same company. Do you agree?
No, 100%. There's... When it comes to being a pro wrestler, man, 10 years are always a thing, man. Like, it's very rare that somebody can keep longevity and success in their career in one spot because, you know, there comes a point where you do everything that you can accomplish in a company and then lose your relevancy because you're getting thrown in the same shit. So, like, how do you combat that? New faces, new rivalries, new territory. Sometimes that's jumping ship. Sometimes it's just going to another brand. But 9 times out of 10, it's new faces because new faces are dream matches.
I just think it makes the products more exciting. Like when somebody leaves WWE and goes to AEW, like look how excited we were for Adam Copeland, and like you don't even watch AEW.
I know how excited.
But you got the cops called on you. Exactly. That's how excited you were.
I was marking I was being a mark that night. Yes. And it was one of the better debuts I've seen in AEW. It was Adam fucking Copeland, dude. Like, it's not just anybody.
And speaking of marks, we do want to let the Maniacs know, like, in, like, the live stream here, stay tuned to find out if we think Triple H is a mark or not in our main event topic.
Oh, hold on. This one's a selfish one. Crazy 101. Hey, Ben, thoughts on Mercedes having 4 titles? Do you really want my thoughts? Do you want my thoughts? And do you want Donnie to have to listen to this
one?
Okay, so... I think it's bullshit. I think that whoever is doing this and booking this is out of their fucking minds because I'm not the only one that sees all the fucking crazy that surrounds Mercedes Moné with just herself and who the fuck she is as a person. So I just they gave her more titles, bro. Oh god, that's the funniest joke in pro wrestling since fucking Eugene, dude. That's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious because do you guys remember that time that she spent 5 minutes in The Mandalorian and thought she was a movie star? Like, dude, it's fucking cringe, bro. Oh, dude, it's so bad. It's like you ever just feel so bad for someone that you're just like, yeah, we're just gonna deck you out so you feel less, miserable about your existence, and we're laughing with you, not at you, but in reality, yeah, no, that's Mercedes Moné, bro. Quit cussing. The Lord is hearing. Fuck the Lord. The Lord is me right now. All right, I'm on screen, not Jesus himself. But either or, dude, it's fucking stupid. Like, it's so stupid. It's stupid. I hate it so much.
I will say, like, she has been getting better in the ring, like with her matches lately. I will say that because I have been watching like her matches. But everybody has their preferences when it comes to the wrestlers. But I love like when you just go on these rants with Mercedes, like. It just puts a smile on my face because we're like the complete opposites when it comes to her.
I don't know. No, we're not.
I think how you feel right now about Mercedes is how I feel right now about Bayley. I feel like Bayley has fell off so bad.
Bro, no, she's not good for business, dude. I'm not gonna. No, what? Because she's a 4 horsewoman? Because people feel bad for her? No, dude. It's embarrassing. She makes me feel awful about being a asshole. She makes me feel awful. Well, hey, Ben,
you could thank... I will say this for, like, her 4 championships. You could probably thank Chris Statlander for that because she has been putting on classics with Mercedes. The last 2 matches that they had on pay-per-view were really good.
Dude, there are some people that
we still got to do that extra with you watching that match.
There is some people that do irreparable fucking damage to their careers, and Mercedes Moné is one of them. So
they better fucking not give Bayley 4 fucking titles, Angelo!
No, circling back to that, though.
Because that's possible nowadays.
Circling back to that, though, I do agree with you that Bayley did fall heavy, and I am right there with you, man. Like, she is fucking... It's almost an embarrassment to her legacy at this point, because, like, she came back at SummerSlam and accomplished nothing.
That is a fair take right here. Rev Pro have said that their subscriptions have gone up since she's been champion.
I don't understand how. I'll never understand
whether
how.
You love or hate Mercedes, she does draw money. She does have people that friggin' enjoy her work.
She's got boobies and a pretty face. That's why, Donnie. That is the only fucking reason why. She is not talented at all. She is not talented.
And that's your opinion.
She can take a bump, but she can't perform for shit, bro.
I should totally FaceTime you when I meet her at Big Event New York.
Why would you waste your time? Because you're just going to have a horrible time when I tell her fuck you to her face. You're just going to have a horrible time. Why would you do that?
What if she was so nice to you?
I'm not one of those fake people, man. I can't be nice to someone I just genuinely don't like. I can't fake that shit, dude. Like, if we were in person and you were like, hey man, you want this free picture with Mercedes Moné and there's a whole crowd, I'd be like, yeah, no, I'll just wait for you outside a line. I don't want to waste my fucking time. Nah, dude. Mercedes not Kenny Omega belt
Matthew
collector.
Rodriguez. Yep. Mercedes is not Kenny Omega belt collector. There's only one belt collector, and they are Kenny Omega and the OG Ultimo Dragon.
Amen, Matthew. Amen.
Yeah, Ben agrees with you on that.
And
one.
I agree with you on that. And also, don't forget Matt fucking Cardona, too. So, put some respect on that man's name. That dude was a belt collector for a while in the last few years.
Man, I never understand with you and Matt Cardona. Like, one week you fucking love him, and then like another week you're just like, just go back to WWE already.
I have never loved Sasha Banks at all, dude. You are out of your fucking mind, Danny. You are drinking the Delulu fucking sauce right now, dude.
Let him know, Danny.
He is, dude. You are delusional if you're really spouting that bullshit. Delusional, fucking wild.
Ooh, that's a good question. What's another person you hate as much as Mercedes?
Oh, shit, that is a good question. That is a very good question.
And then we'll move on.
Okay, while I'm thinking, Don, who is somebody that you fucking despise? I'm very curious. Like, if for whatever reason, who do you despise? But while I think...
Well, for the longest time, it was Nia Jax, but she got way better in the ring. She's more safe. So, like, not anymore. I don't despise her at all. One person I do despise, I believe she doesn't wrestle anymore, Eva Marie. I fucking can't fucking stand her.
That's what I was gonna say.
Like, the way that you talk about Mercedes Moné, like, I feel like you are looking at Eva Marie. Like, you're thinking of Eva Marie and not Sasha or Mercedes.
Crazy. Crazy. There is no messages, bro, because it literally never fucking happened. Literally never.
I love Danny. I love
Best
Danny.
clickbait you'll ever fucking see. He hates Sting because he didn't get WWE, so he can get a new figure. I don't hate Sting.
Oh yeah, the clip on the podcast.
Oh, I don't hate Sting. I love Sting.
No, me. Oh. Remember like a month ago when Sting signed like a new AEW like Legends deal, and I was mad because like I'm not gonna be able to get my WWE figure, and I have to deal with Jazzware. Yeah,
Dude was
just for you guys. He's so nice to me.
Elaborate, Don. Elaborate.
I can't go with Sting.
Yeah, you can't go with Sting.
All right, actually, I got one. Alberto Del Rio. I fucking hate the guy, but I love his theme song.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, that's Chavo. Never mind.
No, Alberto's is wait.
Yeah.
And it goes.
All right, so to put a bow tie on it, I'm just gonna answer Matthew's thing. Chris Jericho, I can't say that I hate him. It's just he's past his prime, and he should probably think about hanging it up soon because yes, that match was fucking atrocious. That match
yeah,
was
actually,
awful.
Jericho is one of those guys right now that is like just needs.
He's a has-been. He is a has-been at this point. Like, you might when you take a long break before you ruin the end of your career, and maybe hit a gym.
Well, wow, we got way off track here with Aleister Black.
Yeah,
cannot wait to see him come back to WWE. I think everybody's excited. I don't know how it went from Aleister to Mercedes, but all right, we're just going to move on. We're going to move on. We're live. We can't cut any of this shit out. Moving on to our next weekly news and rumors. According to PW Insider, there has been creative pitches within WWE for Gunter to defend the World Heavyweight Championship against Logan Paul at WrestleMania 41. Do you think Logan Paul deserves a world title match?
No, and I'm going to keep this short and sweet. This is fucking stupid. There's no reason for it. There's not enough build-up time because he's not going to be back for like another fucking 2 months. And I'm like, oh, the best in the world back. Dude, I'm getting sick of it. I thought you were going to be here full-time at this point, but I forgot. No. I'm bow tying my end right now, dude. It's fucking stupid. Thank you.
Well,
Crazy.
you and Crazy 101 actually agree on something for once.
No, absolutely not, dude. Yeah, I'm moving on, but give your thoughts.
All right, so yeah, this match doesn't need to happen. I did hear, though, in like the grapevine that Logan Paul is coming back to WWE full time now. Like, he's like fully putting everything into WWE now.
So where the fuck has he been?
But I'm not going to, like, in the 2 vignettes that he just had the last couple weeks on Raw. But, like, I'm not going to believe it until I actually see it. I want to see what he's going to do post-WrestleMania. Like, is he going to wrestle some Monday Night Raw matches? I think that he actually needs to earn, like, that's the thing that got me so mad. I remember getting a lot of heat back in, like, the old episodes from you and Danny because I was so mad about friggin' Logan Paul going against Roman Reigns for the championship in Saudi, which I understood why they did it.
It was
but
great,
he didn't earn the title shot. Yes, it was a fantastic match, but he didn't earn the title shot.
I'm going to answer those last 3. First of all, Danny, fuck no, and that's where I'm going to end it. Crazy. Mercedes or Logan? Logan, because he's actually fucking talented, can cut a decent promo, and he can go fucking all over the ring. Realistically, it should be Logan Paul versus Bad Bunny at Mania. Abso-fucking-lutely. Yes. That would be a match of a century.
Nope, I don't want to see that.
Both. between them both, that is one celebrity match I would be all fucking over because they're both fucking killer. They are
Let
the
Bad
best
Bunny
ones
wrestle
to
at
ever-
Backlash.
in Puerto Rico. Both of them. Because they're both
no, in
fucking...
Mexico. They're going to be in Mexico now.
Oh, they are? Fuck yeah.
Yep. So why not have Bad Bunny wrestle in Mexico? I wouldn't take that WrestleMania spot from somebody. Logan Paul, he actually has been doing stuff in WWE. Maybe not as much as we want, but he still has committed a lot more than Bad Bunny to WWE. Which is fair, because Bad Bunny has a very successful music career.
He's
not taking anything away from him.
He's number one fucking most streamed artist in the world.
But now, here's who I would have Logan Paul work with at WrestleMania 41. Why not get Logan Paul versus Jey Uso?
That'd be great.
Jey Uso is massively popular with the crowd.
Yeah.
And then you have Logan Paul, who the crowd fucking hates and despises.
Yeah, I agree.
So there you go. You could have a whole thing there. Logan Paul could be jealous of Jey Uso's popularity, and there you go. I just think Logan Paul, if he's going to really be on this full-time run, he needs to at least have a couple matches, and then maybe you could throw him in a number one contenders match on an episode of Raw. He wins, gets a match at a PLE for the title.
Cool.
WrestleMania, not the place. And Gunter, it's too soon for him to be a babyface. Way too soon. But let's see here what else we have.
Oh, let's stick to the ones that actually stick to like the subject.
Yeah, of course. Yep. Yep, he talked about it. Yep. So it is confirmed there.
Yep. Nope, not answering that shit. Nope.
But yeah, no, I just think in general, like with Logan Paul and Gunter, I think that it's definitely shouldn't happen at Mania. Nope.
Yeah, no.
Jey Uso versus Logan.
Yeah, dude, it's not. That is not a Mania match. It does not need it, and he does not qualify for it right now. So maybe, we'll see what the months bring, but at this moment, fuck no. No, Danny.
But I will say this though, about Logan Paul and Gunter. I just think that it is right now a little bit too soon.
It is.
I do like what they're doing with Logan Paul on Raw with these vignettes. I think that it's a great way to bring him back onto WWE TV, but we can't be just jumping right to the World Championship. Not yet, at least. Maybe next year. But moving on to our next recap. Ooh, this is going to be a good one. Seth Rollins explains why CM Punk leaving in WWE in 2014 was one of the most selfish things he's ever seen out of a human. And this is a clip from the Chris Van Vliet podcast, Insight. So if you guys want to check out the full interview, you guys can go do that. But we do have the audio clip now. And if you are a part of this live episode of the podcast, we want you guys to answer the question here. Do you think Punk leaving in 2014 was selfish? So here's Seth Rollins' reasons behind it.
From he leaves in 2014, right? I think. Mm-hmm. We were hustling, dude. We were trying our damnedest, and we were given garbage a lot of the time, and we were making the best of it. And he was in a position where he'd made a bunch of money and could just dip and go, and there wasn't an alternative. AEW didn't exist.
If you need me to pause at any point, Ben, let me know.
There was nowhere else to go. What are we gonna do? Just pack up and leave because CM Punk's feelings were hurt? Because that's what he wanted from guys. He didn't want people who were his friends to stay and work for the company because he felt like it was it's some sort of betrayal to him. And I'm like, dude, A, this is my dream job. B, this is how I earn a living, and I'm trying to get to your level. I don't have the luxury to just quit. I can't go anywhere else and get paid this kind of money. My career, I don't get to work till I'm 60 either, So it was one of the most selfish things I'd ever seen out of a human, leaving the way he did, and then kind of expecting other people to follow him, and then taking shots at the place from a distance when he wouldn't even explain to his friends why he was so resistant to continuing that friendship. I never got an answer out of it.
Were you friends up to that point?
Yes. We were friends till he left, and we had a mentor-mentee kind of relationship, at that point, because I was a lot younger. So I didn't push. I sent him some texts and called him after he left, but I wasn't comfortable enough with him to because we were peers, but he was here and I was here. So I didn't want to push that envelope. So after a while, I just let it go. And then even over the years, I reached out to him a couple of times to try to engage and just see where he was at and if he was interested in coming back. And nothing, no response, except whenever he would get a chance, he would just talk as much crap as he could. And so, yeah, I had all of this stuff bottled up for 10 years to finally be able to get out there on a microphone and say it. And it's probably not even articulated the best it can, but there's just so much real, I mean, hatred's a strong word, but it's as close to hatred as you can get.
Some very strong words from Seth freaking Rollins. If you guys do want to check out the full interview, you guys can go do that. Chris Van Vliet, he did a whole 1-hour interview with Seth Rollins. Great listen. But Ben, do you think CM Punk leaving in 2014 was a selfish move?
See, I don't see him leaving as selfish. I mean, if what Seth's laying down about, expecting people to leave too, yeah, I can understand why that's selfish. But, I mean, CM Punk had to leave. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If he didn't, things could have turned out very differently for his life, his career, because he probably would have started getting physical, because not everybody wants to stay where they're just going to get fucked up and mentally just trampled. And he was a big name. He could have gone off and done Hollywood. He went off and did UFC. He went other places and stretched his means, Seth couldn't do it at the time. Now, do I think that, alienating your friends that you made over a decision that they didn't necessarily agree with was the right move? I can see, again, where that's selfish, but leaving, no. And that's where I'll put my bow tie on it.
Yeah, so my thoughts on all of this with CM Punk leaving in 2014, it had to happen. CM Punk was mentally, physically burnt out. He had some very serious injuries. The doctors, they weren't taking care of him at the time in WWE, and one thing, through the years that WWE, AEW, and all these professional wrestling companies have gotten better with is taking care of their superstars, which, my hat does go off to all of them for doing a great job. But if this never happened, I don't think, we would be having, there wouldn't be as much safety protocols that we get nowadays, because CM Punk was one of the first people to really speak out about it. And I don't think it's selfish at all for him to leave. He had his reasons. He was not happy where he was creatively because he was massively over, and they pretty much didn't give him that final WrestleMania match that he deserved, because The Rock and John Cena was just a bigger match that you couldn't pass up that opportunity. But with CM Punk, it had to happen, and I just don't understand. If this is the only reason Seth Rollins doesn't like CM Punk and hates him and he's a cancer, then I feel like Seth Rollins really has to kind of get his ego in check, because I think it's a stupid reason. What? Because CM Punk, James? He went through so much shit mentally that he needed to get away from the business, which meant, unfortunately, he needed to take some time for himself. Why is it that Sami Zayn's cool with him? Why is it that Cody Rhodes is cool with him? Why is it that some of these people, like Kofi Kingston, Bayley, all these people that worked with CM Punk during this time are cool with him? I feel like there's something that we don't know is going on.
No, it's not that. It's an ego thing. It's a personal vendetta, and there's other people that are a lot more professional when it comes to personal things that they can set aside than others. It's just another case of human nature.
I was going to say, too, that was another thing I was going to bring up, was the ego thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because Seth Rollins, when CM Punk left, Seth Rollins, just like probably plenty of superstars during that time, saw it as, okay, this is a brand new opportunity. A new spot has opened up to be a main event guy. And Seth Rollins really did come out as his own after the Shield, and he became world champion, or WWE champion, cashing in the Money in the Bank at WrestleMania 31. And he kind of filled in that CM Punk void for all those years.
Kevin Owens
became
cool with him?
An ego thing.
Kevin Owens isn't cool with CM Punk?
Yeah, I think they don't get along either, because Kevin Owens is friends with Young Bucks and Kenny.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, here we go. It's another he said, she said thing. And
yeah, but Kevin Owens doesn't get involved in any of the drama, though.
Yeah, I'm glad that he alienates and stays out of it, but at the same time, it's dude.
But he is close to the Young Bucks. That
is, dude, fuck off. I get it, but it's dude, no, you need to know when your friends are acting stupid as fuck, and the Young Bucks were stupid as fuck. I'm sorry, but it's true.
And that's the thing, Seth, I think it's, at the end of the day, you're right. It's just an ego thing.
It is an ego thing.
Because I look at this feud with Seth Rollins and CM Punk as our Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart feud.
It is.
Shawn Michaels is Seth Rollins. Bret Hart is CM Punk.
And the unfortunate part about it is, like, I can't even give that comparison because they're still professional enough to work with each other. So it's like at that same
Hey, Shawn and Bret also were they were able to work together too.
But CM Punk and Seth never blurred the lines. Like, they never blurred the lines.
And they also never got into a fist fight backstage.
Yeah, Shawn and Bret, ooh, that's a fucking dirty history.
That was a little bit more heat than this.
That was real life animosity, other than my feelings got
bringing
hurt.
Bringing up Shawn Michaels, bringing up that Suddy hooked up with Bret, and that's what led to Bret freaking giving Shawn a black eye.
Yep.
Absolutely nuts. But yeah, a lot of these maniacs here, wow, you guys got a lot of takes. We're just going to go through these quick and move on. But we got Crazy 101 in here. I don't know if I would say he is fully selfish, but him leaving had to happen, to be honest, because otherwise there would have been more drama if he stayed.
And likely legal action.
Alex Johnson, no, because CM Punk hated Vince McMahon when he walked out of WWE.
Yep.
He also hated Stephanie McMahon and Triple H, too.
Yep.
But Triple H and CM Punk, they did make amends before he came back to WWE.
Because there's a level of professionalism there, that's why.
Angelo, leaving your job for yourself and your family is not selfish.
No, it's not.
1,000% agree with that.
Yep.
Let's see. Anybody else? And Sunny Days, what's going on, James?
Oh, my
all
Jesus
day?
fucking Christ. No, I'm skipping right over that shit. I'm not going to fall into that trap.
Yeah, we're not falling into that. But Shawn Michaels had himself a lot of Sunny Days. But moving
so does Dolph
on.
Ziggler.
Oh, God. Okay, yeah. We're moving on to our next topic. Cut. Oh, yeah, I can't cut. We're live.
Here.
Moving on to our next topic here. This is going to be an interesting one. According to WrestleVotes, WWE is set to have major plans for Travis Scott in the future. What should WWE do with him to start?
Honestly, you're not gonna see my answer, but honestly, one, I don't know why the fuck they're working with him in general. Two, I think, if you want my opinion, they should stop this shit. And three, how the fuck is anybody cool with this after what went down at Astroworld? How the fuck is he getting any kind of partnerships? That is the only thing about WWE that is blowing my fucking mind, dude, because that guy is an actual piece of shit in real life. So it's like, how are you promoting this and having so many partnerships? Like, there are some bad things about WWE. I'm not going to be biased. I'll call bullshit as I see it. That is bullshit. So I'm going to put my bow tie on it as I don't fucking care because I don't fucking want it like a lot of people. But my opinion's very different. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so with Travis Scott, like, when that stuff came out with Astroworld, like, I fucking lost so much respect for him. And, like, I don't understand why a lot of people want to continue to do business with him. Like, that's the thing I hate about, like, our generation and, like, cancel culture is, like, people pick and choose who they want to cancel. And it's like with Travis Scott, like, if it was somebody else that somebody, like, absolutely despised or hated, they would cancel them. But because it's Travis Scott and people like his music, they make the decision, okay, we can't cancel him. Let's just sweep it under the rug and pretend it never happened. And, like, I totally understand where you're coming from. And I kind of have my questions, too. Especially last Monday when he did smoke that joint to the ring with Jey Uso. I was very surprised WWE allowed that.
That shook me.
I will say, I thought it was cool as hell.
I thought it was cool as hell, too.
Despite how I felt about Travis Scott, I thought that was really fucking cool.
It was just really cool with how forward in times we are now. That's being so, it's so, we're used to it now. But then there's
you can't get canceled for it.
And then they're like, oh, smoking weed in front of kids. What the fuck is wrong with you, WWE? It's like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're bringing your kid to a violent fucking sport to watch, bro. Like, shut the fuck up. You probably smoke weed when they go to bed. Shut up.
Yeah, but, like, in an arena like that, especially, like, that's brand new, like, the kids aren't going to get contact high, like, none of that.
No,
Travis Scott, like, probably knew, like, what he was doing. Like, he wasn't freaking blowing in their faces or anything.
No, he was blowing it up in the air.
But I will say this, though, with Travis Scott, like, I don't care that much about him coming to WWE, but I will say, like, what they should do, maybe, like, if you want to get some clicks, get some views, maybe put Travis Scott in, like, a tag match, because I know him and Rey Mysterio are doing a thing. I would just throw him in a tag match.
Out of here. Just get him the fuck out of here in general, dude. Like, it just, like, people died, man. So it just, I can't in general. If people died and you've taken no fucking accountability for it, like, I can't do it, man. I can't see past that.
Well, no, I'm saying, like, because, like, it's going to happen, what should they, well, realistically, what they should actually do, you're right. They shouldn't be working with him. I agree with you. 1,000%. I feel the same way that you feel.
Yeah.
But we know WWE doesn't give a fuck. They're going to do something with him. He's probably going to wrestle one tag match or something, have a couple cool little spots. They're going to get millions of clicks, millions of views, and then they're going to move on. But, yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens with that.
Agreed.
But, yeah, it looks like everybody here is agreeing with you, which I have to agree, too, because I was very, like, when that shit came out, I was not happy about that.
Yeah.
Like, no kid should be losing their life going to an event.
Mm-hmm.
But, moving on now to our next We Are Wrestling Weekly News and Rumors. Odyssey Jones, former WWE superstar, he has spoke out for the first time since the allegations happened with him, and he posted this on Twitter. He posted this video, so we might as well play it.
Hello world, my name is Amari Palmer, aka Odyssey Jones, and first and foremost, I'd like to thank Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, for giving me the strength to get through these difficult times. As always, all glory to God. Secondly, I would like to say Happy New Year, and I wish you all a great and safe 2025. I'm making this video to address the false allegations. These false claims are coming from a party that I used to prior engage with, and I apologize for taking so long for addressing these false claims, but I had to patiently wait to get an injunction set in place to protect my family, my friends, and myself. I'm currently taking legal action against said party, so I can't speak too much more on it, but there will be more information to come. With that being said, I would like to thank the WWE for the amazing opportunity they've given me in my life. I thank you so much for bringing me on. I'd like to thank all the coaches that I've worked with over the years for helping me work on my craft and grow as a person. I'd also like to thank management and creative for putting me in a position for success, as well as thank the fans for the support that you have given me, not only today, but all the way back in day one. With all that being said, the journey continues. I'm ready to get back to doing what I love to do. I am accepting bookings in 2025, and I thank you all for your support and for your time. I'm wishing you nothing but blessing and love, baby. Big O out.
Well, that was the first time that Odyssey Jones spoke out about the allegations, and apparently there has been some stuff that has come out. So a couple days after getting released by WWE, I believe the court system, they pretty much did have like a restraining order thing that Odyssey Jones put out, like from the woman that actually accused him of domestic violence.
Yep.
So how do you feel about his first take on all of this?
So I always keep these short and sweet because, again, I don't dive into people's personal lives, especially people that have the limelight. I don't like getting mixed up in it. But again, innocent until proven guilty. I mean, he seems like he's got a really intelligent head on his shoulders. He's taken the necessary precautions. He's got movement in order. He also, again, was very articulate. So I wish him nothing but the best. I hope that those allegations are proven false and he gets to clear his name. But, it's unfortunate that somebody has to lose their job until proven guilty. I understand pulling things because they don't want to support domestic violence, if it does happen to be true. So it's kind of a rough situation. But again, I hope that things come out that is in his favor. I hope that none of those things happened and that he gets justice if he's proven innocent. So,
and like my thoughts on Odyssey Jones, his speaking out for the first time since all of this has happened. I will say kudos to him for really keeping it very professional here. Obviously, it's you're innocent until proven guilty. That's always the thing. And it does seem like he is in great spirits. I know there's a lot of people that would definitely crumble under like all of this type of pressure, but it seems like he's in a really good headspace. And I really do hope it like really does work out. Like obviously you and I, we both don't condone like domestic violence whatsoever. It's not okay. But hopefully like if Odyssey Jones is innocent in all of this, he does get his job back with WWE, because that's like one thing that like does need to be talked about a little bit, is that WWE, like, I feel like a lot of the times they jump the gun without the evidence, without the facts. And the best example of that is what happened with Zachary Wentz, with MSK, Nash Carter, Wesley's partner in NXT. This woman basically came out with a bunch of false accusations, and like it's been proven that he's innocent, but he lost his job because of it. And like with Odyssey Jones, like I hope that like if he does clear his name out, like he does get the opportunity to go back to WWE, because in those couple weeks, he fucking was a star.
So I'm going to bow tie it with saying that I believe that even false accusations from women need to be punished in a court matter and needs to have jail time as well. Like, I feel like false accusations and defamation is a big fucking deal. So, again, bow tying it with I wish everybody the best, and hopefully that this gets solved soon.
Exactly, and we're going to leave it as this here. A judge will not order a restraining order unless there's proof and evidence of a crime and or assault, meaning Odyssey was in some way assaulted by this person.
Yep.
Exactly. And that's the news that did come out of all of this. So
yeah,
I think Odyssey Jones, like, he might be innocent in all of this. And I really hope, like, if he is, like, he does get the justice he deserves, because it's not fair for somebody to lose their job over false accusations.
Yep.
It's not fair at all. And especially think about like the grind that he had to go on to get to the main roster. Like he was freaking one of the longest performance center people there. But now moving on to this one, please. We got to make this one super quick. Okay. Moving on, according to the Wrestling Observer Radio, Hulk Hogan is expected to return to WWE at Saturday Night Main Event on the 25th of January. Thoughts?
Nope, don't fucking care. Don't fucking care. Shouldn't be there. This is fucking stupid. WWE is taking L after L, inviting the wrong fucking people back.
Yeah, I absolutely have to agree. Like, I'm over the whole Hulk Hogan bullshit. It's just time to move on. But, yeah, me and Phil, we talked about a lot of it on last week's episode. So if you guys want to go check out my thoughts on that or Phil's, you can go check that out from last week's episode. But moving on now to our last We Are Wrestling Weekly News and Rumors. Corey Graves has expressed frustrations with WWE with his move to NXT. He posted this, and I quote, "Imagine chasing your dream, then being told, not deciding, that you're no longer physically able to pursue your dream. Then you dedicate your life to something, dream, and become pretty fucking awesome at it. And then, when it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labor, being told you're not famous enough to do your job. Just in case you've wondered where I've been." What's your thoughts on Corey Graves moving to NXT and his frustrations?
That this is a work and that we're going to be seeing him back in the ring very soon against Pat McAfee. The battle of the commentators. 100%. This is 1,000% what's happening. This is going to be the modern day Michael Cole versus fucking Jerry Lawler. It's 100% what's going down. And because if you know, a few years ago, Corey Graves got cleared. So he could come back into the ring, and because they took him off NXT, they are furthering a storyline that I think is going to culminate at the Rumble, and I think he's going to be in the Rumble. So, along with Pat McAfee. So I think that's where they're going to start that they're going to hit that match, and then it's going to be a fucking feud. I think eventually, we honestly might even get it at Mania. So I would say it. You know, I would say that this is a work, in my opinion.
You see, under Triple H's era, like, I don't see them really doing, like, commentary versus commentary feuds. I feel like they are trying to keep it, like, the sports analytic feel when it comes to, like, these commentators and stuff, because they have put them more over than Vince McMahon has ever done.
It's funny that you say that, though, because Pat McAfee is the farthest from that.
Well, yeah, Pat McAfee is the only one, but I don't think that this is a work at all.
I think
Corey Graves is frustrated, like, for real here.
I think this is a work.
Because Corey Graves is somebody, like, that has, like, expressed, like, frustrations when he does have to move from a Raw to a SmackDown. He seems like a regular guy that, like, wants to work his normal 9 to 5 job. Like, he likes the way things are. Like, don't fix something that's not broken. So when he's going on schedule, like, a lot of us normal, like, civilians, you're used to something. And when something changes, of course, like, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. Most of the time, people hate it. And with Corey Graves, I feel like he's just not happy, and he probably feels like he's being disrespected by going to NXT rather than, like, Raw or SmackDown. But I think, like, when it comes to Corey Graves, though, honestly, like, he shouldn't be mad at all. Like, he shouldn't be upset, like, moving to NXT. Like, at least you still have a job with the WWE. Like, there's plenty, like, here's a good example here. Let me pull this up here real quick. So, Jonathan Coachman, a former WWE analyst back in the day, he posted this about Corey Graves here. So, here's what he said. So, Corey is upset for being bumped from the main announcing roster. Happened to JR 5 times. Happened to Cole multiple times. Happened to me multiple times. He is right. He is really good at his job, but playing in the sandbox a little bit better might not hurt next time. Embrace whatever role you have and understand that you are lucky to have. There are only 3 to 5 of these jobs at the highest level. Who knows, maybe they asked him to be part of a 3-man booth. We know he doesn't like that. LOL. Sorry, had to. Last line was a joke. The rest, it's the wrestling business. It happens. And I think Coachman, he said it best. But let's read a couple of the comments here, and then we'll move on. Danny Huckins. Corey Graves was supposed to be on NXT last night, but he either no-showed or they kept him off because he said he had a lot to say, watch NXT. But after that, he was seen at the Orlando airport.
Which is why I'm saying it's a work. If he said watch NXT, there's a lot I have to say, and he was not there out of fucking nowhere, it is 100% a work, dude. Like, I refuse to believe that this is a professional issue, and I think that everybody else is also playing into this to make this a bigger scope than necessary, because if Pat McAfee mentions it at all, I'm right. If he mentions it at all, I am right.
If Corey Graves' name does get dropped on TV, then you are absolutely right.
I'm absolutely right, and that is what I'm waiting for. So I'm going to go on the side that it's a work, and apparently you're going to be going on the side that this is legit. So honestly, I kind of want to see how this unfolds.
Yep, and we're just going to have to wait and see what happens, but we will leave it as this here. Angelo, that's why I think it's a work, because he said, I have a lot to say on NXT tonight, and then he wasn't on the show, so I think it's a work. But Danny, NXT means less pay, though, so technically it's demotion, and Graves kind of held WWE's commentary together along with Michael Cole. But here's the thing about, like, commentators. Like, there needs to be changes. You can't just stick with the same old thing. So, like, him moving to NXT, like, at least he still has a job. That's what I look at it like. But we will find out if it is a work or not.
Angelo, I'm going to tell you this right now. Who would be the heel in the face? Corey Graves is absolutely the heel. And the face would be Pat McAfee.
1,000%.
And he would fucking kill it. So I think that this is a work. And I think
I kind of want Corey Graves to come back to the ring. Like,
that's
why
what
is
I'm
he
saying.
doing commentary?
That is what I'm saying. He got cleared, bro. This is a work.
I hope it is, because Corey Graves is very talented.
And I want to see him in a fucking ring again. So let's go.
So with that being said, now let's get into the We Are Wrestling Getting Put Over segment. That's right. The statues are back. There was a lot of complaints last week on the show about not having statues. But we are only doing it to a certain extent. Yep. And this week, for our Getting Put Over segment, we are going to be putting over the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. Which, man, I cannot wait to put him over. He's somebody I do feel like that's had a very underrated career. And let's go over the accolades, because that is how we usually start these Getting Put Overs. And this will be Ben's first time with the new concept, which, in case you guys have been hiding under a rock and you guys didn't listen to last week's episode, the way that we're doing this now is we're breaking it down into a couple categories. So if you guys do want to answer any of these questions, feel free to comment on the live stream chat. We have favorite title run, favorite match, favorite segment, favorite year, favorite rivalry, and biggest what if. So, let's go over Mark Henry's accolades here. which I unfortunately didn't make any graphics for. So I do have to rely on Wikipedia. So if I'm wrong, hashtag blame Wikipedia. Looks like Crazy 101's happy to see statues back. All right, well, Mark Henry is a one-time ECW champion, one-time World Heavyweight champion, a one-time WWF European champion. He is a part of the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2018.
Hell yeah.
That is it for his accolades. He didn't really win a lot of titles in his time.
No.
I'm very surprised by that. But yeah, the first thing, definitely his song. His song was fire.
3-6 Mafia. What? Hey, what? Hey, somebody go get their ass kicked. Somebody go get the whistle. Beat him up, break his neck. Sorry.
All right, well, let's get into this because I don't think anyone wants to hear you sing a little bit longer. So we have our favorite title run. So Ben, what's your favorite title run of Mark Henry's?
I'm gonna go with the ECW title because that was the first reinvention from the old, departing from the old ECW design, going into the WWE era of ECW as a third brand. And honestly, this was one of not only the most intricate designs, but it felt big, like it felt like a world champion. And who better to hold that title and actually make it feel big with some prestige as Mark Henry, dude. Mark Henry was coming off of a heater fucking career in that point when he won this title. And it felt like we were bringing in a brand new fucking era that felt larger than life with this title. The likes of Matt Hardy had this title. Johnny Nitro had that title. There's so many people that held that title after. And Christian Cage, having Mark Henry, I think, be the first one to bring in that new title because the last one was small as fuck on him and it had to be bigger. I think that it was perfect, and that is something that stood out in my memory for a long ass time, dude. So yeah,
I will say, seeing the leaked ECW title pictures, compared to this beautiful title, I'm glad they made the decision not to have the other title that they had designed.
Yeah,
but
man.
Mark Henry's ECW title run, to me, this was the pre-Hall of Pain. This was our little they pretty much gave us a little tease here of what Henry could be as a main event guy. And I think that this was their chance. They threw Mark Henry on the third brand and said, all right, let's see what you could do as a top guy. He went out there, he made that championship very prestigious, great heel, and then a couple years later he got rewarded by winning the World Heavyweight Championship, which to me, that was my favorite title run, the Hall of Pain era. I loved this world title run as a kid, despised it, hated it. But he was a bad guy. He was doing his job. I fucking loved Henry's world title run. And, he was going against big guys. He was going against the Randy Ortons. He was going against the Big Shows. He was going against these monsters.
He was a top guy, man. He was
and,
the guy.
They treated him like it, which I liked.
He was the guy, man.
And he was a legitimate heel, which always makes it even better.
And again, if you feel those emotions, man, the dude is slaying his fucking job. And I hated him every time he was on TV. And that was a good sign.
So now let's get into our favorite match of Mark Henry's.
You're already going to know. Fucking 2011 Night of Champions, him versus Randy Orton. That fucking match was a banger. And the promo that followed was almost moving, dude. 100% was one of probably, honestly, not only my favorite matches, but one of the best Mark Henry matches, period, that I've ever seen. And it really solidified, not only a Hall of Fame status in my eyes, but a legitimate superstar. And it took everything. That was the first time for me that I split apart the person of Mark Henry and the wrestler, and I was really able to appreciate him for who he was, especially during that very moving promo. I was really, really behind this match, and again, it gave me a whole new perspective on him for the first time as a young guy.
Absolutely, and his series of matches with Randy Orton were so good, but if I had to pick my favorite match, and maybe it's because we got that 2003 SmackDown spot with Brock Lesnar and Big Show, mine was Mark Henry versus Big Show at Vengeance 2011.
I saw that.
This was a really cool spot.
I couldn't fucking believe it, dude.
And Big Show matches are usually a board fest, which Big Show's had a Hall of Fame career, like kudos to him.
Dude.
But like during the time, it was very tough to watch a Big Show match. But him and Mark Henry, just having two super heavyweights going at it, they had great chemistry. And I really enjoyed the feud.
They had high spots, bro, and they took fucking bumps, bro. It was great. That match was phenomenal. I saw it live, and then when that ring imploded and I saw the fucking ref bounce to the fucking ground, dude, I was all over that shit, dude. But
I think what made that spot so cool in, I believe this was 2011, 2012, was we didn't get this spot. Like, last time we got the spot was 2003. So it was very protected. And it was something that we didn't expect to actually happen again.
Yeah, it wasn't it was Brock Lesnar, and then JBL.
Brock Lesnar and Big Show.
Big Show chokeslammed JBL through the fucking ring mat, though, back in a steel cage match, right? Back in, like, 2004.
Yes. They have done that, but I'm talking about, like, the ring, like, imploding like this.
Yeah. That was fucking, this was a really cool callback.
It was, like, close to 10 years.
Nostalgia, man, it always fucking works if it's pulled, the trigger's pulled at the right time.
Absolutely. But now let's get into our favorite segment of Mark Henry's.
I'm going to go, obviously, I have to go with his fake retirement promo against John Cena, man. That was fucking almost Oscar-worthy gold. I have to agree with you, Crazy. That was my favorite segment because he had the whole fucking world fooled, dude. He had people in the audience crying, my guy, and then he fucking hit him with the fucking world's strongest slam, dude. Like, oh my God. I remember having goosebumps. I jumped out of my chair and screamed when that shit happened, bro. I couldn't fucking believe it. I'm like, dude, and then for AJ Styles to replay that moment as well with fucking...
Even with, like, the oversized jacket, too.
That's what I'm saying. But his was, like, light blue, and I loved it. I loved it. I loved every fucking thing about it. So this moment was one of those things that is in the WWE vault that will be prolific to the end of time. This was a prolific moment in someone's career that was very far into their career that really reinvigorated the love for this character, even in heel mode.
Angelo, it's obvious, the fake retirement, and it's so good that they did it again 10 years later.
Every 10 years, somebody's going to be doing this shit.
Nostalgia is the greatest drug.
Yep, and it comes better, and it's even sweeter in decades.
Absolutely. But I wanted to pick a different answer from, like, the obvious answer here, which we all know it is Mark Henry's fake. Like, I remember watching this as a kid, and, like...
I felt something.
No, I felt like an asshole as a kid because I fucking hated Mark Henry until that point, and I started crying. I started to separate the wrestler and the human being, and he did such a good job at it. So then when John Cena comes out to, like, put him over, I'm just like, thank you, Mark Henry, even though I hated you. And then Mark Henry hits him with the world's strongest slam, and I'm like, fuck you, Henry. I was so mad at him for it, dude. But I really did enjoy their matches. I enjoyed the feud.
So what was your moment?
I kind of wanted Mark Henry to win the title, too.
Same.
But yeah, my favorite segment, I'm a huge Attitude Era fan. Yeah. And one of my favorite factions of all time is the Nation of Domination. So when Mark Henry joined the Nation of Domination on January 12th, 1998, and I remember this vividly because this is when The Rock, Rocky Maivita, was feuding with Ken Shamrock for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah.
And Mark Henry was this good guy because he was the world's strongest man, so, like, people looked up to him. But then Mark Henry turned and attacked Ken Shamrock, and he joined the Nation. And I don't know what it was, like 1998 for me, like the Attitude Era, I fucking love that era.
It was a different kind of era. It was a different time, man. We were breathing some rare air back in the day.
Dude, I loved early Henry. Like 1998, like when he was a part of the Nation, like I felt like when they rebranded it, like having The Rock join, and then they had Kama and like D'Lo, like there was something missing. And it was that big man, and Mark Henry filled that void so perfect.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't understand why, like, after WrestleMania, like, they ruined it all. By, like, I love Owen Hart, but I don't know why they had him in there. But, dude, Mark Henry and the Nation fucking loved it. But now, moving on to our favorite year.
Man, I'm going to go with 2006 when Mark Henry reemerged and attacked Batista, man. That was, like, that's actually going to bleed into my favorite rivalry. But 2006 just felt special because it was the post Eddie Guerrero era rather. and they were trying to rebuild themselves from that kind of loss, and they were bringing in a lot of different guys again to
giving
kind of
new people
reinvigorate
opportunities
the scene.
and stuff.
Yeah, and then Mark Henry comes out of fucking nowhere and attacks our beloved champion and literally forces him into surgery, bro. That took him off the shelves and honestly kind of hurt his momentum at first, but then he really recovered when he came back, and they continued that feud in 07. So I will 100% say 06 was my favorite Mark Henry year because I've never hated a human being as much as I hated him for that shit. And that solidified him as not only a force to be reckoned with because he didn't really speak on the mic all that much, and he was very in conjunction with Eminem at the time because Melina hired him. So I was really sold in that perspective because Rey Mysterio and fucking Batista were, I think because of Mark Henry, they lost the titles to Eminem again. You know, I think that's what caused it, you know, and that's also what put Batista on the shelf. So
yeah,
I think
and then also in the year of 2006, Mark Henry also got to face Undertaker in the casket match.
Yeah, dude. It was. He had a healthy
Kurt Angle at Judgment Day.
He had a healthy 2006. Healthy 2006.
But now I get to answer my favorite year, and Danny Huggins and myself are on the same page here. Sexual Chocolate, Mae Young giving the birth of the hand. Yep, 2000. Mark Henry was my favorite year for him because like. The Attitude Era, I loved, like, the comedy shit that they did. Because this is segments that, like, anybody can just go on YouTube and look back at and just, like, get a good laugh out of it. Especially if you're stoned. Let me tell you, being stoned and watching Attitude Era clips is some of the best shit you could do. I might be doing that this weekend. But, with Mae Young and Mark Henry, like, their program in 2000, I fucking loved it. I was invested in everything with Henry in 2000. Sexual Chocolate was a great character. But now let's get into our favorite rivalry. I know that you were talking about him a little bit, and I have the same answer as you.
Batista. Him and Batista all the way from injury to the point where Batista came back on that SmackDown and told him to get his ass out there. He was going to go back and drag his ass out, and they had that massive brawl. And that was like the first time I was hyped for somebody's return. Like that was like the first time I was like, dude, Batista's coming back, dude. Like I remember him showing up at WrestleMania 22 when he was still healing and shit. And he was like, oh, it don't matter who fucking has the title because whoever has it is just holding it until I get back. And I love that he did not lose momentum when he came back in 07. Batista was larger than life, better than fucking ever, and I was hyped to see him. And it was actually 06. It was like September 06 he came back.
Yeah, I think, it was like, because he was out like for like the spring and like summer.
He wasn't even at the Rumble. Like he was already taken out by the Rumble.
Yep. But, man, with Batista, like, when this happened with Mark Henry in the steel cage, as a kid, I was heartbroken. I was torn because I was a Batista and a John Cena guy. And, like, Batista getting taken out by Mark Henry, I will say, they had the perfect opportunity to, like, they should have really, like, given Mark Henry the ball and really let him have that world championship run. And then Batista taking the title from Henry could have been such a huge payoff. And I think where they fucked up with Mark Henry in 2006 was WrestleMania 22, putting him in the match with Undertaker and casket match and then losing. Yeah, because then you lost all that credibility that he built up when he beat the living fuck out of Batista in that cage.
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. But I can also understand having him lose because of the Undertaker streak at the time.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, if it was me...
he didn't get pinned, you know?
Yeah, but, like, if it was me, I wouldn't have booked him versus Undertaker, if that was the case. Yeah, because
that's a big name, dude.
Because that was a lose-lose situation for both guys, because you don't want to end the Undertaker streak,
and
but
at
the
the
same
time...
bury
bury somebody.
They kind of buried Mark Henry.
Literally buried him.
Just like Kane at WrestleMania 20. Like, he had all that momentum.
Nah, dude, that was fucking cinema. No, like, that is, like, I will disagree there because that was
because after WrestleMania with Kane, when he lost to The Undertaker, he lost so much credibility after that.
Agree to disagree.
Because he was built as the fucking fucking monster from Survivor Series when he took that mask off all the way until Mania, dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
But, yes, Mark Henry and Batista, I couldn't pick a better feud than this.
Absolutely, man.
And finally, there's the other picture of him in the cage beating the shit out of Batista. Yep. We are wrestling our biggest what if with Mark Henry.
I would have loved to see a decent match. Like, obviously, this individual wasn't a decent wrestler whatsoever, but they made him dominant for a long time, and it was Big Daddy V. he is somebody that I would have loved to see have an actual feud with in a series of matches because, again, they're both super heavyweights, and somehow there is some kind of magic that happens when there's two super heavyweights going at it in a ring because you see some larger-than-life things happening that you wouldn't see in a normal match.
Yeah, because it was, what was weird about that? Like, I remember, like, they did tag team matches together, but then, like, they kind of split off, and they never, like, had a singles match. I think they had, like, a fatal four-way, but that was it.
Yeah, but, like, between them two alone would have been money if they could formulate the right match, the right spots, the right bumps. Like, if you can do that, that is fucking gold, and I feel like it could have succeeded on a good PLE.
I didn't like Big Daddy V. I love Viscera.
I didn't either. I liked Big Daddy V, but because they made him intimidating rather than this just fucking weirdo.
That is true. I will give you that. Like, I did like him in Boogeyman's feud.
That was sick as fuck, yeah.
Viscera would be a good getting put over, though, for a future episode.
Yeah.
Of getting put over. But my biggest what if, Mark Henry versus Brock Lesnar in 2014. So reason this to me is one of my biggest what ifs is because at the time they were pushing Brock Lesnar as like the beast incarnate.
Yeah.
He was this dominant force. Like, yes, they had the segment here in the picture from 2014 of Brock like breaking Mark Henry's arm, but we never got a payoff. I think that could have been a great pay-per-view match like during that time where it was very tough to like watch wrestling, and that could have been a really good like final opportunity, final run for Mark Henry, because after this, he kind of just like did a couple matches a year and then kind of just faded away.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, friggin' this week, we put over the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. And yeah, you guys are going to have to stay tuned for next week's getting put over. I think it's Ben's turn to pick somebody. Who do you thinking, Ben?
Who am I thinking? I think somebody that I would really like to put over next week. I'm going to go with... I'm like between a couple. And that's like the worst part. Honestly, let's go with oh, this is so fucking hard. This is so hard.
Ben might need your help, live chat. Ben might need your help.
I'm trying to think of people we haven't done because we've done quite
it's
a
tough.
bit.
We've done a lot of people.
You know,
I really do got to go back and like take a look at all the people we have and like make a list.
Have we put over Kenny Omega yet?
Kenny?
We have put over Kenny Omega. Let's Penta. That will never happen. I will never agree to that. I will, and if we have no choice and have to, I will not be a part of that episode, or I won't be a part of that.
Or Ben will be here, but like he'll have his headphones off and you'll just be scrolling through like Facebook.
Yeah, dude. No, I will not participate in that.
Penta's
honestly,
not a bad one.
Penta's not a bad one. Honestly, fuck it. Let's go with Penta. Let's go with Penta just because he's new, so we can do some research
put over
and shit.
Penta.
Yeah,
I like that. So next week's getting put over, guys. We're gonna put over Penta, the newest WWE superstar. All right. Well, with that being said, now let's get into the We Are Wrestling main event topic. And
nice sign.
This is the whole whole episode, and what we're gonna be talking about.
Yeah.
Is Triple H a mark for himself?
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. But then again, with a career like his, what he's doing currently, you have to be. You have to believe in yourself. You have to be extra confident in yourself, almost borderline arrogant to be able to do what he's done and pull it off. Yes, you have to be a mark if you know the product, and especially of yourself and what you would have done and what you would do differently. 100%. He is a mark, just like Tony Khan. But Tony Khan and him are marks in different ways. Triple H has actually walked the walk. He knows what it's like being a successful superstar and a businessman. That dude has learned under the greats of Bruce Pritchard, Michael Hayes, Vince McMahon himself, a bunch of different creative producers that are also people who are also veterans of the squared circle. So, yes, he's a mark for himself, 100%. Is it great sometimes? Fuck no. Sometimes the ego does ruin a lot of things. But if you're Triple H, he has the aura, he has the accolades, he has the knowledge, he has the hands-on knowledge, and he's been, again, he was upbringed by a lot of the greats when it came to all of this production, man. So yes, I would 100% say he is Mark in the most respectable way possible.
And that's the thing too, like there is a difference between Tony Khan and Triple H as marks. And that's the thing, like a lot of people try to like perceive like Mark as like a bad thing in pro wrestling. But come on now, let's be realistic here. You and I, Ben, we do a wrestling podcast. We fantasy book all the time. We are die-hard, passionate pro wrestling fans at the end of the day. We're fucking marks for this. And just like the Maniacs here that are here in the live episode of the We Are Wrestling podcast, you guys are all marks. And I think, like, there's nothing wrong with it to a certain extent. Like, I think Tony Khan, he goes a little bit overboard at times, and, like, some of the booking decisions he makes are very questionable. And, like, going on Twitter, making, like, the match announcements, like, I don't like
It's also how you carry yourself, you know? And Triple H carries himself like a fucking veteran, where Tony Khan
we
is still
are
maturing.
all professional marks.
Absolutely crazy. You're not wrong to say that. 100%. Like, we are all bookers in our own right. We all are. Like, if you live and breathe professional wrestling to an extent of being of this fandom, being a fan of podcasts, running a podcast, you are a mark in some way, and you are your own booker because you have your own vision on how things should go. And Triple H does too. Yes, he's the first person to be shown on Netflix. He always has to be the first person for promos and events. But again, it's down to how you carry yourself. It's down to how you really present your professionalism. It's what you're doing. You're not just coming out being like, "Oh, you having a good night?" and sitting there in front of your crowd in a fucking chair talking in a microphone. No, that is just a diva. Triple H is doing this to bring in the generation because Triple H is the last. He is the last breathing organism of the old days, and he knows how to work a crowd. Vince McMahon was senile by the end of it. We all saw it. We need a leader, and the perfect leader, and a lot of people would agree, is Paul Levesque. And that's why I stand completely different when it comes to there's different strains of being a mark. Triple H is just a professional.
But here's the thing too. You go back to NXT Black and Gold. Triple H was the leader. He was doing the same stuff that he's doing currently right now, like with this new era of WWE, and it was never a problem. But I see like where people are coming from with all this, because now like Triple H is like blurring like the fine line. In his very first promo, talked about heel, babyface, work, shoe. And for me, like I kind of feel like for us diehard pro wrestling marks, like we know exactly what Triple H is talking about, but the main objective for that very first episode of Netflix was we want to bring in new viewers to like fall in love with what we love. So a lot of the times when they're sitting here listening to heel, babyface, they're not going to understand that terminology, and I feel like that's not a good thing. But obviously, like, there's pros and cons to every booker and how they do things. But, like, I will say, like, one thing that Triple H also does, too, that Tony Khan likes to do as well, is media scrums. Yes. And that's something where, like, I don't like that Triple H is doing it. Well,
I love it.
Like, there's pros and cons to it.
So when it comes to Triple H's promo for Netflix, I honestly thought there was no better person to do it, because if anybody can pull in new viewers, it is Triple H, because no matter what, Triple H is another household name and has familiarity that could be like, oh, fuck, he's still here. And then they get interested, they get pulled in. So you get the older generation, the generation that's watching us, the casuals, and then the new viewers. He is the number one person other than John Cena that could round in a crowd and really bring in new faces because of familiarity.
Like, I will say, like, he did a great job with that video package. I thought it was executed beautifully. Explained what the product is all about.
Yep.
But I think bringing, like, it's great for casual. It's great for, like, a diehard fan. But now for a new viewer, I don't think so, because a lot of us were not, like, not as intelligent. So, like, using some of the big vocabulary words that Triple H used in there, like, they're not going to understand it. Like, honestly, like, I talked about this with Phil last week on the podcast. You know what we need to do Rumble week? Tyrone wants to come over because he likes to come over during Rumble time.
Yeah.
And we need Tyrone to do a reaction video to that Triple H video. Because he's not a wrestling fan.
Okay.
And I kind of want to see, like, where he, like, what's his thoughts on it.
Okay.
But, yeah, I don't know. Like, with the media scrums, like, there's pros and cons to it. But, like, at the end of the day, I don't like the fact that, like, Tony Khan, like, is in there being a mark. And I don't like that Triple H is in there. Like, it kind of makes it feel like they're making it about themselves.
See,
and I don't like that.
I don't see that.
I like when they
at
bring
all.
the wrestlers in.
I don't see that at all when it comes to Triple H. That's the thing. I don't. Like, there, again, it goes back to, see,
got us taking
crazy,
out the dictionary.
Crazy. And this honestly goes for you too, though, Don. It's Triple H's vocabulary is a lot more lax than Cody Rhodes. That would have been the worst fucking possible person you could have put on that mic.
I
for
agree.
Anybody to understand.
I'm not going to argue with you on that one.
But again, I see Triple H very different when it comes to these media scrums, him being in the front, because again, we've seen Triple H in this role for so long. It is, again, how you carry yourself. You don't see him jumping around being like, let's go.
That's why I think, like, him, like, being a mark isn't a bad thing.
It's not a
He's
bad
a
thing
fan like us. He's listening to us.
He's a fan. He's a veteran. And again, he's been behind the scenes for a long time now, even while he was still an active superstar. So, I mean, it's very different. Again, we're going against a different animal for longevity here, so it comes back down to time,
Yeah. Also, too, like, the only thing I don't understand, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about all of this, because at the end of the day, like, there's nothing wrong with being a mark, a professional mark.
There's not.
And, like even Tony Khan, like, I'm going to give, like, yes, it gets annoying at times because he gets a little too excited.
He gets carried away.
But at the same time, though, he loves what he does. He loves the business.
I love that.
The same thing could be said, especially with Triple H. It's just the way they go about it. That's why, like, I don't see it being a problem with Triple H being a mark.
And he's
now
also
my
not
only
fueled
thing,
by emotion.
But I
Twitter.
will say my only thing that I do have an issue with, though, well, I don't have an issue with it. I just don't understand is that he's always on TV. And the thing I don't understand is, here's a good example. Saturday night main event, Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. Cody Rhodes retains the championship, and then when they went off the air, Kevin Owens gives Cody that pile driver, which I thought was great how they did all that.
Yeah.
But then, why is Triple H getting into a shoving match with Kevin Owens when there's going to be no payoff? Triple H can't go back in the ring and do what he once did.
Yeah.
That's the only thing, like, I kind of question. I don't understand. But, like, besides all that, like, Triple H being a mark for himself, fucking absolutely is a fucking mark, and there's nothing wrong with it. And I think in 2025, like, pro wrestling fans, they need to stop, like, acting like, oh, like, being a mark is like being a nerd. It's not.
Yeah.
It's cool.
No, it's not. It's not being a mark. It's cool as fuck, dude.
Exactly. But we'll read this last comment, and then we will close off this live episode.
Let's do it.
Crazy 101. Feel like Tony Khan is the way he is because this is his first ever wrestling company, and it was a success. So I can understand why he is the way he is. Oh, absolutely. Like, a lot of people think, like, it's not, like, AEW is not successful, but they just got a big fucking TV deal.
But, man, you also have to realize that this fucking company's been here for over 5 years now, and it's time to dial back in your fucking excitement, especially professionally if you're going to be on camera. And if you are the captain of the ship, act like it. That's all I'm saying, man.
But I think Tony Khan has been doing a pretty good job, like, staying, like, under the wraps. Like, he hasn't really been getting himself in controversy, which is good. Why
do you think I haven't said anything about it in a long time? Because I agree. Like, he's dialing it back. But when he's out there, keep it dialed back. Leave your excitement for backstage. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely 1,000% agree with that.
Yes, Crazy, we knew.
But to all the We Are Wrestling maniacs out there worldwide, we want to know in the comment section below your thoughts on all of this. If you guys enjoyed this week's episode, make sure to smash that like button now. It really helps with the algorithm. If you're not a We Are Wrestling maniac already and you're listening to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, wherever you get your podcast, please give us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download the episodes and give us a follow. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac already over on the YouTube channel, and you want to be a part of these live episodes of the We Are Wrestling podcast that we're doing every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, recommend you guys to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. It's totally free. The link's down in the description box below. You can go follow Ben and I over on our social medias and other adventures that we're doing. Ben, he is over on Twitch. Myself, I am doing toy videos over on the Best One Donnie channel, so if you guys want to go check those out, the link's down in the description box below. Also, if you guys want to donate and help out California Fire Department with the wildfires, it is the first link down in the description box below, because our heart still goes out to all the families that are affected by this horrible fires that have been happening the last couple of weeks. But to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, we'll see you guys next Wednesday for another live episode, because of course you already know, we are taking over. Peace.